Aloha, y'all. It is Friday, Freya's Day, named after Freya, the equivalent, the equivalent of Venus and Hera combined in the Nordic pantheon. It is a Friday ruled day. Listen to me, Friday ruled day. It's named after Freya. A Venus ruled day. I didn't mean to say that. Mercury retrograde. So, the cards I've pulled before I get into the astrology of it all: Seven of Swords, the Three of Wands, and this is the Singer of Initiation in the Brian Froud Fairy Oracle cards. So, the astrology, though, is as follows. The Sun, Aries, 8 degrees. Moon, 24 Pisces. Mercury, 1 degree retrograding in Aries. Venus, 29 degrees retrograding in Pisces. That's 5 degrees away from the Moon, so they're conjunct, and that is conjunct Mercury by 2 degrees. Mars is at 22 degrees Cancer. That is conjunct the Moon, trining the Moon, rather. Jupiter is 15 degrees Gemini. Saturn, 24 Pisces. That is conjunct the Moon exactly, and trining the Moon, Mars, and conjunct Venus and North Node and Neptune. So Uranus is at 24 degrees Taurus. Neptune's 29 Pisces. That is exactly conjunct Venus and conjunct the Moon. Like I said, Saturn, North Node. Pluto is at 3 degrees Aquarius. North Node's 27 degrees Pisces, conjunct the Moon, trining Mars. Black Moon Lilith has entered Scorpio, 0 degrees, and Chiron is at 22 degrees Aries. So the major aspects right now, Mars is trining all that stuff in Pisces in the beginning of Aries, right? So Saturn, the Moon, Mercury, Venus, North Node, Neptune, all up in there. Pluto is squaring Black Moon Lilith. Mars is squaring Black Moon Lilith. Those are the major aspects. So back to the cards. We've got the Seven of Swords. If you're a air sign, like myself, I'm a Sun and Moon Gemini. But if you're a Gemini, a Libra, or an Aquarius, you're a sword, the mind. But we all have the mind in us. And the Seven of Swords is as follows. Desire for what others have, being dishonest and deceptive, challenging cultural values and ideals. Seven of Swords on page 134. I want what others have. Gollum wants that ring. Boromir wants the ring. Deception, betrayal, and cunning are at play, ironically. Often when we do something in secret, taking special care not to be discovered, a logic-defying energy plays with us. Two people speaking to one another when they don't normally. Sending an email to the wrong person. Leaving a phone face up accidentally on a table. Mercury retrograde, conjunct Venus in retrograde also. Apparently random collisions like this defy all the odds and expose our deceptions. Uranus and Taurus. The use of deviousness to gain an advantage or deceive always contains the seeds of its perpetrator's downfall. Most forms of private and public wrongdoings, acts of adultery and other personal betrayals, financial fraud, government corruption, even murder and genocide are fueled by lies. Ultimately, every lie we tell haunts our future and sours our past. There is no telling when or how it might collide with reality, requiring further maintenance and more lies. The truth never needs to be tended to. In the Seven of Swords artwork, we see a figure making a dramatic escape. He carries 2 swords which he has seized from the obscure floating tank, seemingly a repository guarded by strange disc-eye security. Reminds me always of Indiana Jones smashing grabbing artifacts for the museum from the Nazis. The image is a playful reference to the artists Damien Hirst and Jeff Koons. Both had a talent for reconfiguring things of little perceived value into rare objects. Are the swords artifacts, worthless rusty metal, or fine art? Jupiter and Gemini, like, how can we, it's relative. How can we think about this? This brings into question, what is value? What makes something intrinsically valuable? Who decides it? Is the value our culture places on things in itself a grand deception? It's the ubiquitous game of restricting supply so an item is perceived as rare, unique, and precious, like diamonds. There's plenty of them, but there's been a restriction on the sales of them, so that's why De Beers has a monopoly. The more you know. Our prevalent communication delivery system, the media, drips with stories about the rich and famous designed to make us drool over manufactured and empty lifestyles. Like Kanye or Donald Trump or whoever, Nancy Pelosi. They all have issues, even though they might look like they're, glitzy and famous and having a great life. Beneath the luxurious sensual comforts of privilege are the same challenges of love, approval, loss, and abandonment we all face. We are bewitched to fill our own longing for wholeness, certainty, and completion with what we define as, quote, other. The Seven of Swords asks you to consider those parts of your life where there may be dishonesty and deception. Perhaps you feel that you don't have the courage and energy to meet something head on. So instead you prefer to delay or avoid for a time. Mars in Cancer, Moon in Pisces. But this too can become ingrained, a pattern which keeps you trapped instead of bringing liberation. Ask yourself, where are you not being honest with others and ultimately with yourself? There's an opportunity in this card to put things right and restore your integrity, wielding your sword to cut away your own lies and mistruths and challenging those in the relationships and culture around you. Saturn in Pisces, right? Pluto in Aquarius. We can change the game by not playing by the same rules of deception, self or other. The clarifying card we've got is the Three of Wands. So if you're a fire sign, you're a wand, Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, but we all have action in spirit, capital S in us, gumption, action and activity. Three of Wands on page 106, I expand my horizons. Grasping opportunities, putting your plan into motion, and giving the idea space to breathe and find its own path, right? So sometimes we have to not look out and try to, I'm holding the wrong card. We have to look out and not just say, oh my gosh, I have to have these things to be happy. It's like maybe we need to really kind of expand our horizon on what makes us satisfied without culture. You know, as Terence McKenna said, culture is not your friend. It tells you all sorts of willy-nilly ideas like, oh, you're going to need a face tattoo to fit in, or whatever it is. So maybe we need to kind of see the emperor having no clothes and, you know, go on, take the money and run, and kind of dip on our own journeys of the heart and actualization. Culture's, you know, a reflection of the values of people that agree with each other. They don't necessarily mean it's actually valuable, like those diamonds or tulips, if you know about the tulip craze in the Netherlands back in the day, and like way back in the day. So the singer of initiation is the Brian Froud Fairy Oracle card we've got for today. On page 68, passage through trial, triumph, and new levels. The singer of initiation brings a major transition between old and new. And this is going to be a lunar eclipse, like in a day or two, with a new moon. So we're going through portals. As we prepare to pass through any gate, we are greeted by this singer who tests us to see if we are ready to enter onto the new realm, or whether, for our own safety and well-being, we must stay where we are. There is no initiation without tests, and this testing must take us to our limits in order to be valid. Initiation is not just a charming ritual with candles and incense and other occult paraphernalia. True initiation is grounded in material reality, and it extends through the body, mind, and emotions. This testing can occur on all levels of our being. The more profound the change being processed, the more rigorous the test. However, these initiations are only given when the singer knows we have the potential, the ability, and the opportunity to pass them. If we pass the initiation this singer offers, we are strengthened by the process itself. In working through it, we learn something about ourselves, and we move finally and irrevocably from one way of being to another. Breakthrough. Drawing this card notifies us that significant change and challenge are both occurring in our lives, with the potential for moving into a new realm, which involves a new way of being. This major change, and Neptune is about to go into Aries. It hasn't done that for 180 years. So big changes here. Pluto and Aquarius, you know, Uranus and Taurus. This major change has been building for a long time, and the moment is now, here to meet this challenge. We may already be aware of the initiation process, but perhaps have only seen it as bad luck or fate. It is neither. It is an opportunity to see if we have, deep down, truly learned the lessons we have been working on and are willing to apply them in our lives. Think of Galadriel, right? She gets the ring when Frodo and the others are in the forest, and right before they go to Mordor, and she's like, I passed the test, but she had this huge test to pass, right? So the presence of the singer in a reading offers us success, seeing and accepting and using our power at a higher level, which is ultimately more ethical. And basically the gate is open to us, but we must take the action of stepping through it. Sun in Aries, Moon in Pisces. So basically, figure out where you're lying to yourself and others are lying to you. Keep moving forward in your heart. That is the initiation, right? All that glitters is not gold. All the things out there are not meant for you. Find out what is meant for you. Holler for a reading. I can help you do that through astrology and tarot. Check out the Team Rabbit Hole podcast. We've done 304 episodes, and yeah, it's a blast. So if you don't know, now you know. And yeah, leave a tip if you feel like you've benefited from this. Tag people, whatever's clever. I'll catch you on the flip side. Enjoy your Freya's day. Adios.